Hey there, gang. Today we're going to talk about identifying polygons. Okay? Polygons. What is a polygon? A polygon is a figure that has straight sides and it is a closed figure. It's what we call a plane figure. Okay? Not a plane like that flies in the air, but plane on a flat surface. Okay? It's flat. All right? You can't pick it up. All right? It has no height to it. It's flat. Has length, has width, but it has no height. So to be a polygon, two things have to be true. It has to have straight sides, and it has to be closed. If it has straight sides and it's closed, it's a polygon. And you know a lot of polygons. You've known them since you were a toddler walking around in a diaper. I'm sure your parents sat and said, name the shape. Oh, it's a square. Yeah, and it's square. It's a polygon. It's one of the examples of it. So real quick, let's take a look at the three shapes I have on the board here and tell me if they're a polygon or not based on our definition of polygons. Straight sides, closed figure. Would this be a polygon? Now, let me talk to you a second about straight. Straight means it goes and it doesn't bend, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's horizontal or vertical, okay? You can have it diagonal like this and it's still straight, okay? What I'm talking about is it can't bend, okay? It can't have any bends in it. So, and again, give me a break because I'm drawing these the best I can. Would this be a polygon? Yeah, the sides are straight and it's closed. So yes, this would be a polygon. Okay, what kind it is, we'll get to that later, but I can put a check mark on that one. That is absolutely a polygon. Is this a polygon? Straight sides? No. It's closed, but it's not a straight side. It does not have straight sides. This has a big curve in it. This is not a polygon. Okay? And this one over here, okay, straight sides, yeah, they're straight. Is it closed? No, there's an opening right here. Okay, and because of that opening, it is not a polygon. So, to be a polygon, two things, straight sides and closed figure. Now let's talk about naming them, all right? In order to be a polygon, one of the things we do is we name them by the number of sides that they have. We classify them or group them by the number of sides they have, okay? A polygon has to have at least 3 sides, okay? Because if we only had 2 sides, we couldn't do what with it? But what do we have to? We couldn't close it, right? I can't close a 2-sided figure. I have to have a 3rd side. So if we add that 3rd side, then we get a closed figure with straight sides. All right? So let's start with 3-sided figures. They have a name, and I know you know what they are. They're called triangles. Absolutely. They are called triangles. Triangles are 3-sided polygons. Now, we can name our triangles based on what they look like, okay? Based on the attributes they have. I'm going to use that word, attributes. Okay? Attributes are descriptive words. What is it like? Okay? Attributes, people have hair, people have ears. Those are their attributes or features. Okay? Some triangles have sides that are exactly the same length. They have 3 sides that are the same, like this one. Okay? All 3 sides of this triangle are the same. And what I do to show that they're the same, I put 1 mark on each one. Okay? And it shows me that they're all the same. They're angles. Now angles are where 2 sides come together, and I'm going to talk about those. Angles are where your 2 sides come together. Okay? They make that space in there. It's called an angle. All right? Their angles are all the same. So I could take this and I could turn it, and it would look the same no matter how I turned it. This, when all 3 sides are the same, this is called an equilateral triangle. Equilateral. That is an equilateral triangle. Equa, meaning equal. Lateral, lateral means sides. Equilateral, equal sides. This is an equilateral triangle. Sometimes you have triangles that have 2 sides that are the same instead of 3. This one has these 2 sides are the same, but this one is different. Okay? If it has 2 sides that are the same, it's called an isosceles triangle. All right? That is an isosceles triangle. Okay? And then if you have 3 sides that are all different, all 3 sides are a different length, that one is called a scalene triangle. That's a scalene triangle. All right. So equilateral, all the same. Isosceles, two are the same. Scalene, they're all different. Okay, it's just going to take practice of looking at them and knowing them, and then take a look. Isosceles, isosceles, two that are the same. You just have to practice looking at them. We can also name triangles by their angles. Okay. Now, hopefully you've learned that there are three different kinds of angles. I hope you've learned this already. You have very small and narrow angles. They're called acute angles. You have angles that make a perfect, like an L, a perfect square corner. Those are called right angles. Then you have angles that are very, very large like this, and those are called obtuse angles. Okay? Well, we can name our triangles based on the kind of angles they have. Now, every triangle has to have at least two acute angles. It can't have two right angles because it wouldn't do what? It wouldn't close. Can't have two obtuse angles because, again, it wouldn't close. It's got to have two acute angles to pull them in. Now, the question is, what is the third angle? That's going to determine what kind of triangle you have. Take a look what I have here. Okay? I've got an acute angle here, it's a small one. An acute angle here, it's a small one. So there are my two acute angles, but look at this one. This one has that box in the corner showing me it's got that perfect square corner. This is a right triangle. That is a right triangle because it has a right angle in it. Looking at this one, it's got an acute angle, an acute angle, and an acute angle. It's got three acute angles, so this is an acute triangle. And this one has an acute angle here and an acute angle there, but that one up there is big, it's obtuse, so this is an obtuse triangle. So your triangles can be named by their sides, equilateral, all the same, isosceles, two that are the same, or scalene, all different, or they can be named by the angles. A right triangle will have a right angle in it, an acute triangle will have all acute angles, and an obtuse triangle will have one obtuse or large angle. Those are your triangles, three sides. All right, now let's take a look at four-sided figures. Our four-sided figures are called quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals are any figure that has four sides. Four sides. Those are quadrilaterals. Quad means four. Lateral again means sides, just like equilateral meant equal sides. Quadrilaterals, four sides. Okay? So anything that has four straight sides and is closed is a quadrilateral. All right. Let's start with this one. Again, we're going to name our quadrilaterals based on their sides. How are their sides related to each other, and what kind of angles do they have? This one, and I didn't draw it very well, and again, forgive me, I'm trying to draw the best I can. It's hard to do on these boards. We're going to look at the sides here on this figure. First of all, does it have four sides? Yes, so it's a quadrilateral. Okay. Now let's look at the sides. Are the sides all the same in their length? No, it's not. Okay? So the second question I ask is, are the sides parallel to each other? Parallel means things go in the same direction. Parallel, parallel, parallel. Okay? Not parallel. Okay? Parallel means they go in the same direction. Doesn't have to be vertical, doesn't have to be horizontal, could be diagonal, but they have to go in the same direction. So, you want to look at opposite sides. Are these sides parallel? Yes, they go in the same direction. Are these sides parallel? Yes, they go in the same direction. If the opposite sides are parallel, then this is called a parallelogram. It's a parallelogram. Okay? If it has two pairs of parallel sides, parallelogram. All right, the next shape I wanted to show you is this one. Does it have 4 sides? Yes. So that makes it a quadrilateral. Are the, didn't draw it very well. Are the opposite sides parallel with each other? Well, let's take a look. Is this side parallel to this side? Yeah, they are. They are. Is this side parallel to that side? Yes. So it's a parallelogram, okay? But it also is something else. Are all 4 sides the same? They are. All 4 sides are the same length. And if all 4 sides are the same length, we call that a rhombus. We call that a rhombus. It has 4 equal sides. Okay, so since it has 4 equal sides, that is what we call a rhombus. All right? Now, next figure. Is that one. You know what that one is. That's called a rectangle. Why? Okay, let's back up. Let me back up a bit. Does it have 4 sides? Yes. It's a quadrilateral. Does it have 2 pairs of parallel sides? Yes, it's a parallelogram. Does it have 4 equal sides? No, it's not a rhombus. It does have, though, 4 right angles. And because it has 4 right angles, that makes it a rectangle. It has 4 right angles, and that makes it a rectangle. All right? Our next shape, do you know what's coming? I bet you probably do. You know what that one is. Okay, you've been walking around since, like I said, since you were a toddler saying that one. That's a square. Yeah, you know it's a square. Now, the question is why? Why is it a square? And let's back up. Let's see if it's any of these other things. Is it a quadrilateral? Yeah, it has 4 sides. Is it a parallelogram? Yes, it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. Is it a rhombus? Yes, all 4 sides are the same. Is it a rectangle? And you might think, no, that's not a rectangle. Yeah, it is. The definition of a rectangle is 4 right angles. It does have 4 right angles. The reason it's a square has 2 things. It has 4 right angles and 4 equal sides. So this is a square. That's a square. Okay? 4 equal sides and 4 right angles. All right, our last quadrilateral looks like this. It's a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides. Is it a parallelogram? This one's not. These 2 sides are not parallel. They tilt inward, and they would intersect or cross if I kept going up. That's not a parallelogram. Are all 4 sides equal in length? No, this is not a rhombus. Does it have 4 right angles? No, it's not a rectangle, and it's certainly not a square because it doesn't have equal sides either. Okay, so it has its own name besides quadrilateral. It's just this, and this is called a trapezoid. All right, and the definition for a trapezoid, what makes a trapezoid a trapezoid? It only has 1 pair of parallel sides. A parallelogram has 2. Okay? This just has 1. The top is parallel to the bottom. Okay? It has 1 pair of parallel sides. So those, are your quadrilaterals. Those are your 4-sided figures. And you're going to need to know your attributes and what makes one what it is and what makes the others what they are. Okay? You're going to look for things like, are the sides equal in length? Okay? Are the sides parallel to each other? Do they go in the same direction? If it has 2 pairs of parallel sides, parallelogram. So look, we have quite a few parallelograms. Parallelogram, 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 parallelogram. No. Okay? Are the sides equal? If they're equal, it's a rhombus. 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 Rhombus? No. No. Okay? If they're equal in there, if the sides are equal, it's a rhombus. So a square is also a rhombus. Okay? So you have to know your attributes for those. All right. 3-sided triangles. 4-sided rectangles. Can we go further? Sure, we can go further. I'm going to erase my triangles here. And, excuse me, and go to a 5-sided figure. A 5-sided figure. Okay? A 5-sided figure is called a pentagon. Now, when a pentagon, when all 5 sides are the same and all 5 angles are the same, we call that a regular pentagon. When some of the shapes are different, that's an irregular pentagon. I tried to make this one regular, but I didn't do it very well. Okay? An irregular one would be one that would look like maybe like a house. If I did it like this, that would be an irregular pentagon. But it's still a pentagon, 5 sides, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. That would be a pentagon. Okay? 6-sided figure, 6-sided polygon, that would be a hexagon, a hexagon. And then the last one that I'm going to do with you would be an 8-sided figure, and that is an octagon, an octagon. So, 3 sides, triangles. 4 sides, quite a few of them. Those are quadrilaterals. Quad means 4. Okay, lateral means sides. 5-sided figure, pentagon. 6-sided figure, hexagon. You know how I always remember this one? I always knew that 6 has an X in it, and so does hexagon. That always helped me to remember it. Hexagon, 6-sided, octagon, 8-sided. I remember octagon because octo means 8, like an octopus has 8 tentacles on it. Okay, octagon. And I didn't write the word there. An octagon. All right? So guys, those are your polygons. Okay, and again, it's just going to take practice for you to look at them and identify them and talk about what those attributes are. Okay? But I'm sure that if with a little practice, you'll know them all the time. All right? Keep working hard. Proud of you.